This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so guys, in the last sessions, we done with predictive analytics, right? Uh, so we covered the augmented and predictive analytics. In today's session, I'll quickly start with connections. Okay, I'll give you the types of connections, the different types of connections that are available under SAP Analytics Cloud. Okay.
Time series will be covered later. Huh?
Hmm?
Time series will be covered later. Great
It's already
analytics.
covered right on Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay. So guys, we are into live connections. First, I'll focus on live and then I'll go on to the acquire connections. Just a moment. Okay. So guys, in SAP Analytics Cloud, you all know, right? We got like two types of connections. So one is a live connection, second one is acquire connection, acquire or import connection in other way. Okay. I already given some insights on these connections, guys, on day one and day two. I was speaking about the connections a lot many times earlier also, but I didn't make any connection with the system. So in this scenario, so we will start connecting with the systems, and I'll show you how live modeling work, how import modeling work. Okay. So generally, live connections happen with only warehousing systems, guys, where data models are already in place. I repeat this statement once again. The live connection happens with warehousing systems where data models are already in place. Okay. So a lot of people ask me a question that do we have a live connection with ECC? Do we have a live connection with SuccessFactors, Ariba? The one point to be noted, these systems are business applications. Okay, they all are S4 HANA. S4 HANA in one way it offers modeling also. Okay, so generally these systems are business applications. We cannot make a live connection with any business application, guys. No reporting tool can be connected in live with a business application, because in case of a live connection, we consume the data models, and these business application has got no data modeling concepts, right? So live connection happens only with the warehousing or data modeling application. Okay, it can be SAP or non-SAP. Okay, so guys, am I audible? Someone saying.
Yes.
Okay, right. So then, so it happens only with the warehousing systems. So SAP Analytics Cloud offers a direct live connectivity with all warehousing applications of SAP. Okay, it will offer a direct live connectivity with all SAP's warehousing and data modeling applications. Okay, so what are our warehousing and data modeling applications? Are like you got BW. BW means different versions of BW. It can be BW 7.4, 7.5, BW powered by HANA or BW for HANA. Okay, where we connect here and consume the data models. We don't consume the data from the tables or we import the data into SAP Analytics Cloud here. We consume the data models. It's a metadata. Live connection is always a metadata replication, guys. The structures without data. Okay. So in case of BW 7.4 or 7.5, we consume the BEX queries. In case of BW for HANA, we can also consume, along with the BW queries, we can also consume composite providers. So that is how a direct live connection works. So what are the data models that are built right in these systems? They will be consumed into SAC in case of a live connection. So you can also make it a live connectivity with SAP HANA, which we call it as native HANA modeling, guys. So you have native HANA modeling, right? Another kind of a warehouse where you build data models using calculation views. Earlier, we used to use attribute and analytic views, but right now no one is using attribute and analytic views. They are a gone case. It's all about calculation views right now. Okay, so what are the data models that were built calculation views? So they can be consumed into SAP Analytics Cloud via live connection with SAP HANA system. Okay, so SAC also offers a direct live connect with SAP PC where you can consume some real-time cubes. But very honestly, guys, SAC is replacing BPC in the planning space, so you don't really see a live connections with BPC. You don't really see. I never seen a live connections happening from BPC. You can ignore that because it is replacing BPC in planning space, whereas it is integrating with all the warehousing solutions in terms of the in business intelligence space. Okay, it is majorly acting as a reporting solution. Am I audible? You all can hear me?
Yeah, you can. You are audible.
Now we can.
You are audible.
All right. So here, um, yeah, so in general, in case of analytics and reporting, SAC mainly acts as a reporting solution, which runs on top of your warehouse, integrates. Okay, it is, but when it comes to planning, okay, so the entire planning ecosystem is getting with SAC in place, right? We are moving away from BP, going entire planning will happen in SAC right now. You don't see much of a live connection with. So then also you see S4 HANA, because a lot of people think S4 HANA is a business box, right? I totally agree with that. It's a business box. It has finance, logistics, everything in place. It's an ERP system, but at the same time, it also has an inbuilt data. So we also call it as S4 HANA embedded modeling or embedded analytics. You heard this right anytime. S4 HANA embedded modeling or S4 HANA embedded analytics. Okay, so using which, okay, so you can actually connect. So means you can build some data models within S4 HANA system. Okay, using CDS views. Okay, so the data modeling object we call as CDS view. Okay, so those CDS views can be consumed into SAC for the reporting purpose. Okay, you can connect via live connection, get those CDS views into SAC and use them for live, okay, live reporting. And also, you all know SAP is now coming with a new age cloud-based warehousing, right? So right now, SAP is moving its entire ecosystem into cloud, right? They're moving all their business applications onto cloud, right? Like everything is now going onto cloud, right? All their business applications like success factors, HRMS application, Ariba supply chain, Concur expense management, okay, C4C, CRM. So all the data, even S4 HANA is moving on to cloud. Even their core ERP is also moving on to cloud. So with okay, more adoption of cloud applications, cloud business applications. So SAP is also now moving its warehousing into cloud. That is what we call it as data sphere. Earlier we used to call it as data warehouse cloud. Now it is data sphere, renamed as data sphere. Okay. So we have a so even in data sphere also we can build some data models using analytic data sets. We call them as analytic data sets. Because in different systems, the data models are called in a different way. Okay, in BW we call them as BEX queries, composite providers. In HANA we call them as calculation views. In S4 we call them as TDS. Right? Different namings and different names. Okay, but at the end of the day they all do same. Okay, in DataSphere we call them as analytic data sets. Right? So we actually build data models. So these all are the SAP's data warehousing applications where you can get the data from multiple applications, stage the data, okay, and build some data models in these applications. Okay, and these data models will be consumed into SAP for live reporting. Okay, so always, guys, always think in that this way. Like, so if you are making a live connection, it should be a warehousing or a modeling app. It cannot be a business. Okay, and the objects we consume in the live connection are data models. We don't consume uh, tables or some kind of master data objects in live reporting. So we consume only data model. Yeah, makes sense. Here you see. So data models consumed in live connections or live modeling. If it is a classic BW system, BEX query, yes, BW for HANA, composite provider and BW queries. If it is SAP HANA, calculation views, that too only cube based. Cube based means transaction data calculation views. You cannot consume a master data again. Okay. So you cannot consume any master data info objects BW. You can consume only a transaction data models. Here also in SAP HANA also we take only calculation views which are cube based, means a transaction data calculation. Then in for HANA we get CDS views which are analytic CDS views, which means which again a transaction data CDS view. Okay. In DataSphere we consume analytic data sets which are kind of a data models. Right? Makes sense. So these are the systems with which we have a direct live connectivity, guys. Even we have it something like universe also, business objects universe. I'm not writing that because universe is outdated. I don't see companies still using business objects universe. You can also consume a universe via live modeling. Okay? You can consume universe or web intelligence documents also as part of live connection. But majorly guys, in real world you see it from BW, BW4 HANA, native HANA S4. These are the systems with which these are the three systems with which you see a lot of live connection. Okay, so going forward, DataSphere will be the predominant warehousing solution. And SCC and DataSphere has got very tight integration, guys. They are like very tightly integrated. They are like sister products. Okay, uh, so very closely integrated. Anyone? Any questions here?
So regarding the connectivity, I'm talking about the SAC connectivity. So I tried creating with a new Gmail ID. I tried to create a user ID and password to log in into SAC. But the models which I created in earlier with earlier user ID, that's been like I cannot able to access, right, those models
You
which I've
cannot,
done.
until and unless they are not shared with your new user, you cannot access.
So now, okay, so that models have gone now, and
Gone, yes.
now
So
if
I
I
always ask the people to maintain two users at the same time, so that if one gets expired, right, you have a backup at other user. You can create a new user and you can share back to yours.
so with the new user now again, so I need to create another Gmail and then share whatever I do this one, right? Whatever I develop here with
Yes,
the
yes,
user.
yes. If you maintain two users, right, one Gmail ID can generate only one user at a time. Maintain.
Yeah, means it's only 1 month. 1 month they provide the subscription.
No, no, not 1 month. Man. Generally, sometimes it goes 3 months. So recently there was a big upgrade happened. There is a cleanup activity happened. That happens once in a year. Even my
Oh,
users were cleaned up. Okay,
okay.
even 10 days, 15 days also they got cleaned up. That's okay. So again, we are safe for next 1 year.
Okay. So now,
There is an
okay.
annual cleanup happening.
Hmm. So this one now with the new user, it will be at least 2 to 3 months. What you suggest, right? It will.
2 to 3 months. Yeah. So in planning, I'll show you there are some jobs you can operate. Once
Yeah,
those
that
jobs
helps
run,
if you.
that is at end of the course. I cannot do it now.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
That's almost at the end.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Anything on this front? Connections?
So one question here, Satya. So the BW query or you are saying calculation view. So all the formulas or the calculations which are embedded in query. So will all those calculations will be replicated into SAC automatically or?
See, we are not replicating anything, Sridhar. In live connection,
Oh,
we
it's
don't
a live.
replicate the data.
Yeah.
It's a
Right.
live,
Right.
right? So it will query from the source. It will run all the calculation in the source and get it into SAC. We're not storing or staging anything in SAC here. So
Okay.
once your report is closed or your story is closed, there is no data in SAP Analytics. It's a live query.
Got it. Yeah.
So whatever you write, so there is no problem here. There is no impact. You can write very complex calculations because it will directly query from your source. So it has got no.
So later on, if you want to implement any other formula, so we need to do it at
Just
query
write
level,
it. Do it at your source level. It will be
source
readily
level.
available in SAC. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to change, make your changes in. See, we don't do any data modeling in SAC. You cannot in live model. You don't have any option. Very honestly, you don't have data preparation tab. You don't have. Uh, you didn't see the live model yet, right? So in live model, there is no option at all. Maybe if I show. Here you see. If I go onto the connections, it offers live connectivity with only these systems like PPC, BW, DataSphere, HANA, S4 HANA. S4 HANA in the sense S4 HANA data models, not S4 HANA tables. Okay. And SAP Universe or Web Intelligence document. Here you see very clearly. So BW means any version of BW. It can be classic BW or embed, like I don't say embedded, uh, BW integrated with HANA, like BW on HANA, BW for HANA, any BW version. BPC also can be, it can be classic or an embedded BPC. So you can have live connection with these applications where we consume the data models. Okay. And it's a live query. So we don't store any data in SAP Analytics Cloud in case of a live connection. Here you see, if you make a live connection and create a data model, guys, it's a live model here. If I go into the modeler section, so you see two options, right? This is import model. So you are staging the data. This is live data model. If you are using any live connection, we make use of live model. So here you need to choose your system, use your connection, choose your data source. Data source in the sense, here my connection is a wrong connection. I didn't connect yet. So when you create a live model, very simple. Choose your system. So what's your backend system? What's your connection? I'll show you how do you connect with systems. So then in the data source list, you'll see all the calculation views. If you choose HANA, you'll see all the calculation views. Choose your calculation view and say, okay, that's it. Your model is created. You cannot do anything in SAC. You cannot do any data modeling in SAC. You cannot create data wrangling. You cannot do data blending. You cannot create hierarchy. You cannot maintain dimensions. You cannot maintain row level security. You cannot do anything. You cannot do currency conversion. You have nothing to do in SAC in case of a data modeling. Okay, you want to do anything, you do it in your backend system. Okay, you want to create a new calculated dimension, just go and do it in your backend system. You cannot do it at SAC level. Okay, you want to create some calculated measure, do it in your backend systems at your data modeling layer. Okay, so you want to build some hierarchy, a parent-child hierarchy you want to build, so just do it in your backend system. So those hierarchies will be consumed into SAC. You want to create some filtering input controls, do it in your backend system. Okay, your variables, whatever it is, it will be consumed also. So what are the variables you built in BWs, or what are the input parameters you built in HANA? So they all will be consumed. So it's very simple. Nothing happens in the data modeling front in case of a live connection. It's simple. Just take your system, take your connection, and take your object, say create. That's it. It's a very simple, not even 1 minute process. Then
In,
use this data model for reporting.
in which scenarios these are used in SAC? Only just the dashboard, uh,
For reporting.
just for reporting dashboard. That's it for live connectivity.
Yeah, live connectivity is for reporting only, right?
Okay.
Okay. See guys, what happens is the SAP Analytics Cloud has got data modeling cap, but data modeling capabilities are very limited. Already seen. You cannot compare the SAC's data modeling capabilities with BW or HANA, can you? You cannot, guys. It's a very simple basic data modeling, right? So you cannot really compare them with your warehousing systems. And your companies has very complex scenarios when it comes to data model. They come with a lot of complexity. And SAC cannot handle that complexity. SAC is not a data modeling solution. It is not meant for data warehousing or data modeling. It is purely meant for reporting. It is a pure reporting solution with a basic data modeling capability, very basic data modeling. Okay, so that's the reason. So in most of the real cases, in real world scenario, to actually connect with these systems where you already have inbuilt data models, consume them into SAC and do all the reporting or story building. Makes sense.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
So, same. See, it's not with SAC, guys. You go to any reporting solution, they all same. Okay, I'm not speaking from SAP standpoint. You take Power BI, you take Tableau, you take ClickSense. So they all are powerful reporting tools, but with very minimum data capabilities, data modeling capabilities, or data handling capabilities. Okay, at least ClickSense has got QED concept, but that is very expensive. When it comes to Power BI Tableau, you have very basic data modeling. Even SAC is bit better in terms of data modeling. Okay, so you go to any reporting solution from any organization, you see very strong reporting capabilities with very basic data modeling capabilities. The reason is cost. The main reason why they don't give data modeling capabilities is cost. Guys, if you're not speaking, please mute yourself. Okay, so the main Bashir, please. Okay, if you are really where am I? Yeah, the main reason is cost, guys, because reporting solutions comes at very bare minimum cost. They comes at very low cost, almost free. Okay, $10 for one user for 1 month. It's kind of a very bare minimum cost these reporting tools are offered. So generally, if this companies like SAP or Microsoft, they give strong data modeling capabilities also. So then there is no point of having a data warehouse, right? We don't need a data warehouse, and all the companies dump the data into the reporting solution. So this will have two impacts. One, your reporting solution, and again, these reporting tools are offered on tools are offered on cloud, and at the same time, uh, yeah. So with an infrastructure, with a very minimum infrastructure cost. So if the organization keeps the entire data in this reporting solution, it will have a huge overhead cost onto these product companies, because they'll be huge. They need huge infrastructure, because more the data they store, the more infrastructure they need, right? Okay, so the data handling cost goes up, and ultimately these reporting tools become unproductive, means like they cannot handle. So that's the reason. So these product companies are very smart. What they do is they always separate. Okay, they always separate the warehousing systems from reporting system. So they don't give the end-to-end capabilities in a one single product. Okay. So they all give, so they always separate. So that the company will buy multiple licenses or multiple subscriptions, and these product companies will get a lot of revenue. So it's a main reason is the revenue front. That's it. That happens from all product companies, not only SAP, Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, all product companies does the same. Google, everyone does the same. Okay. So that's the reason you see, guys. Now I take from cloud standpoint, right? I take Microsoft. They have Azure Databricks for warehousing. Okay, and Power BI for reporting. I take Google. Okay, Google, they have like GCP BigQuery for data warehousing and Looker for reporting. I take SAP, they have DataSphere for warehousing and they have SAC for reporting. Okay, so all the major organizations, even you got Snowflake, a pure warehousing tool, nothing on reporting front. Okay, so like that. So you see separate products for warehousing and reporting all the time. So even when it comes to SAP Analytics Cloud, also it is all the same. It is a very strong reporting product with a very bare minimum data modeling capability. Okay, so that's the reason in real world scenarios, in normal situations, you see a lot of live connections happening with the warehousing system. Okay, where we will consume the existing data models and use these data models for reporting. Means for the story building. So in case of a live connection or live model, so on top of live connection, guys, we always create a live model. In live model, there is no, we cannot do anything in live models. There is no data wrangling, no data blend, no hierarchy, and nothing, no calculation created. You cannot maintain dimensions and measures. You want to do anything, do it in your backend. You just create an interface kind of thing. It's kind of an interface, that's it. Okay, and use that interface to build your story. The story building will be common, whether it's a live connection or import connection, live model or import model, story building is same. The options are same. There is no difference in story building on live model or import model. No difference, not even a 1% difference. Okay, that's the reason I focused more and more on reporting. If you see me, I heavily focused on reporting. I heavily focused on analytic reporting, right? Even in predictive analytics also, I built dashboards because it's predominantly a reporting solution. And I didn't spend much time on data modeling. If you observe me carefully, I didn't spend much time because it was not used for data modeling. And the capabilities are very minimum here. All right. Any questions here? Anyone?
Satya, so these live connections, know what they meant? Like when we go to this tool, no, so we got some options, BW, HANA, and all those. So only with those, this only we can do live connections, and not any other.
Yes.
Uh,
You can also make with non-SAP. I'll speak about it. So with SAP systems, SAP offers only these warehousing. These are the only warehousing systems of SAP. Do you have anything which does warehousing apart from this in SAP? Nothing, right?
yeah, okay.
The remaining all are business applications, man. If you see in Acquire,
SAP
you'll see a
D,
lot of systems like Business by Design, C4C, ERP, Fieldglass, HANA, IBP, S4 HANA. So these are like business applications, success factors. So we cannot make a live connection with a business application. I told you.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
We cannot really make any live connection with a business system or an enterprise system because they are pure business products. They store the data in form of tables. You cannot make a live connection with a table. One point to be remembered, live connection happens only with a data model, only with a
Right.
warehouse.
Warehouse. Yeah, with the
SAP
weaves only.
DA is not there, no, Satya?
What?
DA, SAP DA is not there, right here?
Data intelligence is not a warehouse, man. It's an ETL. Who told
Mhm.
data intelligence is a warehouse? An ETL. It's all about data pipelines. Okay. Here I've written the ecosystem here, right? You see data intelligence plays here, not at the data warehousing. Data intelligence plays at this layer. Data sphere plays here. SAC plays.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So these are the only warehousing systems of SAP. And out of this SAP Universe or web edited document is outdated. You can ignore this. PPC, anyway, I'll speak about planning, right? Then you understand why we don't connect with PPC. You don't see much live connections with BPC or Universe, guys. The only live connections you see are from these systems like BW, HANA, S4, and DataSphere. So these are the 4 systems with which you would really see live connections. This is outdated SAP Universe. Okay, very much outdated. I don't see organizations still using Universe because business objects itself is going away. I don't see Universe playing a big part here. BPC also you don't see, because I'll speak during the planning sessions why we don't see BPC live connections. You're replacing BPC, so there is no point of having a live connection. You see majorly live connection with these 4 systems, and out of these 4 you see majorly from BW and HANA, because these are the right now leading warehouses in the market. BW, any version of BW, and native HANA. So these are the major, these 2 systems almost contribute to 90% of the SAP warehousing market right now. So these will be the 2 major sources for us. S4 HANA, yeah, there are some limitations here and there. I'll speak about it. DataSphere is an upcoming product, still upcoming. Maybe down the line, this will be replacing the other products. Maybe after 5 to 10 years, guys, you don't see anything at all, only DataSphere. You don't see anything apart from DataSphere. Maybe after 10 years, 10 years or 7 years. Okay, still upcoming, so long way to go, but something to look at. Right? Clear? Any questions here now? The live connections and live modeling is also very simple, very straightforward. Okay, so you'll create a connection. I'll show you how do you create a connection. Choose what system you want to connect with. So I'll show you how to create a connection. So I'll choose one connection. Okay, I don't have the username. And then the data source case, you will see all the BEX queries. If it is BW system, you see all the BEX queries. Okay, it's very simple. What do you see under data source? You see all the BEX queries. If it is BW for HANA system, you see all the composite products and BW queries. From this, from the list of the objects, you need to pick one. That's it. If it is HANA system, you'll see all the calculation views, only cube-based calculation views. From the list of the calculation views, you need to pick one. Same. If it is S4 HANA, you'll see all the CDS views listed. You will have to pick. If it is DataSphere, you see all the analytic datasets. You need to pick your required dataset. That's it. So means this is all pull based, guys. This is all connection. Everything is pull based. So you don't really need to log into the source system to create a live model. One point to be remembered is, if you are an SAC consultant having zero understanding on BW HANA, still you can build a live model and reporting. I repeat this statement once again. So you are a pure SAC consultant coming with zero understanding on BW system or HANA system or S4 HANA system. No, nothing to worry, because you don't really log into those systems to make a connection or to build models. You don't log into the source at all. Right? Nothing happens from the source. Everything happens from SAC only. Okay, so that's the reason I tell to the people, a lot of people think they need this source knowledge to understand SAC. So fairly zero, nothing required. But if you have a source knowledge, that is an advantage always. You will be considered as an end-to-end consultant who can do data modeling and reporting. That's an added advantage. I don't deny that, but you don't require to have it in SAC, the source knowledge, because you don't even connect to the source. You don't even log into the source. Okay. Makes sense. This is all pull based. Pull based means everything happens from the target system, that is SAC. There are 2 types of mechanisms, push and pull. Push means everything happens from source. Pull means everything happens from target. So mostly all SAP mechanisms are pull only. Everything happens from target. Even in import connection also, you don't log into the source. Everything happens from an analytics cloud system. Right? Maybe if I got some live models. Let me check. I don't have a live model here. Mhm. I'll show you anyway, not to worry. Right? Okay. So guys, we can also connect some non-SAP applications also, even if you got some non-SAP warehousing systems, guys. Even they can be connected with SAC via live connection. Even non-SAP systems like you see, it offers a direct live connection with SAP warehousing systems. Fine. But with the non-SAP modeling applications also, we have a connection, live connection, live. That is, we call it as open connector based. Okay. Guys, open connector is always a second choice. Okay, for suppose you want to connect some non-SAP applications, like I mentioned, like Azure Data Factory, you want to connect Snowflake, or you want to connect Microsoft BI, Oracle BI, you want to connect something like GCP, BigQuery, okay, some other non-SAP modeling applications. So you need an open connector. Okay, so open connector is an extra infrastructure. It is a big infrastructure in place. Okay, so open connector comes with a lot of cost. First thing to be noted. We need an infrastructure to build an open connector, and open connector has a code conversion in place which impacts your reporting performance, So open connector is always a second choice. Open connector is always a second choice. Okay, if you don't have a direct live connection, then we look towards open connector, because open connector has two big issues. That is, first, it is expensive. Second, it impacts performance, reporting performance. Okay, so even guys, Power BI connects to SAP applications. We can make a live connection to Power BI from SAP systems like BW HANA, but that is again open connector based. Okay, that is again open connector based. So that's the reason Power BI never gives performance on SAP application. Okay, there was some situation, guys. There was one project where we implemented Power BI on HANA. Then we, after SAC was introduced, we migrated from Power BI to SAC. The only reason is performance. Okay, there is no issues with the Power BI's reporting capability. There is no second thoughts, but the only problem is performance. Open connector used to take a lot of time, and then what we did was, to overcome that, we used to load data from the BW's DSO table to Power BI. So we removed live and we went with port. So staging the same data again in the Power BI system. And after few iterations, company thought it will never work out, and they once SAC was introduced at that time, and they straight away moved to SAC. Okay. So I say this statement again: if you are using SAP application, your company organization using warehouses, so SAP Analytics Cloud will be the first choice. There is no other alternative, because SAC is the only product that gives direct live connections with SAP products. Okay, so which will come at zero cost. Direct live connection comes at zero cost. Inbuilt connectivity. Second, high performance. Okay, because of CORS network, I'll speak about CORS network in the next session. Because of CORS network, high performance, zero connectivity, zero cost. So SAC will be the first choice reporting product on all SAP warehouses. Okay, if it is Microsoft, guys, for suppose you got Microsoft, Power BI will be the first choice because they have a direct connectivity there. If it is Google warehouse, Google reporting will be the first choice because of the direct live connectivities they offer. Same with SAP also. If it is non-Microsoft, non-SAP, then anything is open connector based. So anything is okay. Any reporting solution you take on, I take Snowflake, guys. For Snowflake, any reporting solution you take, they all same. They all connect through open connectors. Okay. So there is nothing much to offer there. So one point I try to make here is, if your organization is on SAP warehouse, then SAP Analytics Cloud will be the first choice reporting because of the direct live connectivity. right? So, so in case of a live connection, so what happens? We don't physically load any data into SAP Analytics Cloud. We all work with metadata only, means only the structures without any data. So no data replication, no data loading into SAC, no data management in SAC, guys, in case of live connection. Okay, so you'll build a simple live model, which is like an interface on top of your data models, and build a story. Means you use SAC predominantly for report. Okay, in case of live connection, SAC is predominantly used for story building. Okay, there's one point I make is you don't create a connection on a daily basis. You want to create a connection with BW, that's a one-time activity. Creating connection with system is one-time activity, and that is not done by the SAC consultant. It is done by an administrator. Or for suppose you don't have an admin team, so we need to connect with admin user to make a connection. First point. If you are a normal SAC consultant, guys, you go to any project, you will not get a chance to create a connection from X system to SAC, BW to SAC, or HANA to SAC, because connection creation is one-time activity. You create the connection only once in your lifetime. Okay, and that too, it has to be done from an administrator user. Okay, if you have an administrator, he will do it. If you don't have an administrator, so some person, some architect of your team will be given access to admin user. On that day, he will create a connection. That's it. That connection is also very simplified process. The connection is created only once. You don't create a connection system connections every day. Okay, so once your connection is ready, so every time what you do is you go build a live model, taking some data source like some calculation view, and do the reporting. So what you do in day-to-day basis here is reporting only. Create live model and use the live model for reporting. So live model creation is 1 minute activity. There is nothing to do there. So what activity you do in day-to-day life in the live kind of projects is live connection projects is reporting, story building, story building. That is your day-to-day activity. Okay, so a lot of people, guys, when they come to me, they speak a lot about connections, but I really don't really focus on the connection area. It's a one-time activity, and you don't really do it in your companies. By the time you join the company, the connections will be set. Okay, it's a first day activity, creating live connection. First day activity, that's it. After that, it's all about live modeling, reporting, live modeling, reporting. Okay, reporting. That's what I say. Story building is your primary job. So you see, we just connect with in live connection. So once connection is created, you can make use of that connection to create multiple live models. One connection with one system, you have one connection, that's it. But you can have n number of live models and n number of stories built on live models. Okay. So in case of live connection, you see there is no physical data loading or storage in SAC. We don't load the data into SAP Analytics Cloud. We don't store the data in SAC. It's live querying is what we call, right? If any user, for suppose on top of one calculation view, guys, for suppose you made a live connection with HANA system, okay, you have some sales data stored in a calculation view. You have a sales calculation view. Okay, so you consume that sales calculation, you build a sales live model and build a sales dashboard, sales story. Okay, a retail sales story on top of the data model. If any user come and execute that story or open that story, what happens? It will hit your source system. Because there is no data present in SAC, no data management in SAC. It will hit your source system all the way and read the data from your source system at the runtimes. So data will be read from your source at the runtime. Okay, so this is kind of a real-time data analytics, guys. We call it as real-time data analytics because every time it will hit the source and try to show all the data available in the source. Okay, for suppose you queried the story at 9 a.m. it will hit the source at 9 a.m. and get all the data. So then some new postings happen. Again, some user opened the story at 11 a.m. He will see the new data. He will see the new data by default in the story because it's a real-time data query. Okay, so this is what we also call it as real-time data analytics. It also offers a kind of real-time live connection is kind of a real-time data analytics. Okay, because it will hit the source at every run. So what are the new data that is available in your source or in your warehouse is readily available for your report, which is not in case with import connection. Import connection, you need to load the data, then only it is available for reporting. It's a real-time reporting, guys. Real-time data analytics is also. Right? Make sense? Any questions, anyone? Okay, let's just give a moment, please. Just a minute. All right. So, guys, this is all about a live connection. So if I just show you, so something on live connections. Okay. So here, guys, what we see. Yeah, I just put it in simple diagrams. So from multiple business applications like S4, this is SuccessFactors, Salesforce, Ariba, like SAP or non-SAP. So these are like business applications, right? From which we extract the data. Okay. So these are like ETLs, SLT is like real-time ETL, for PODS is for what we say, job-based data load. So we get the data into a warehouse. Like generally, a company will have only one warehouse, but if you have multiple, so it can be BW or HANA. Mostly use these two. Okay, so that's the reason I written both, from which will be connected in turn with your reporting solution. So here it will have a live connection with SAC. If it is Power BI, if these systems has to be connected with Power BI, it will be through open connectors. Okay. If it is non-SAP reporting tool, that will be connected to open connector. With business objects, you will have OLAP connection. Guys, OLAP connection is also kind of an outdated. I don't know how many of you come from business objects. Business objects is also a system which runs on MS SQL servers. So there is a processing of data again happens in MS SQL servers, which will take a lot of time to get the data into the reporting. So this is also kind of an outdated, and I really don't want to go into this detail. Okay. So whereas SAC, it's kind of a straight live query. So there is no processing of data within SAC. There is no processing of data happens at the reporting layer or the target layer. So which will be very quick in terms of live query, right? So these are like the major warehouses that we have in the market, and they all will be now replaced with DataSphere, a cloud-based warehouse. Okay, here you see. Going forward, so all these ETLs will be replaced with a cloud-based ETL, that is data intelligence. All the data engineering space, warehousing will be replaced with a cloud-based warehouse, that is DataSphere. All the reporting will be replaced with SAC. So these two fall into data engineering space, and this falls into data analytics space. SAC falls into data analytics, whereas data intelligence and data sphere falls into the data engineering. So right now we're giving some sophist. Earlier we used to call data warehousing ETL, guys. Now we're giving some what we call some sophisticated names on cloud, right? On cloud we're calling it as data engineering. We're not calling it as data warehousing anymore, or data. We got some name like data, right? Reporting is all about data. This is how future looks. That's what I written here. So the entire retail space will be all the types of ETLs will be replaced with data intelligence. Okay, data laking will be with data sphere, and data analytics with this. Right. So a lot of people have a question, guys. S4 HANA is a business box. How can I make a live connection with S4 HANA system? So I have something. See, guys, you see, S4 HANA is a box. It's an application layer having an inbuilt database, right? So where you can run some business operations like finance, S4 HANA finance, logistics, supply chain. Okay. So the transactions will happen. So some web applications will be connected to S4 or front end system, UI front. Okay. Front end user interfaces will be connected to S4. Okay. And if some user creates some order here, okay, so some transaction here, an order will be created in the background in the S4 HANA system. So that data will be stored in the respective tables. Like if it is finance data, the entire data will be stored in AC doc A table. Okay. So S4 HANA also has a concept of embedded analytics or S4 HANA embedded modeling. We cannot call embedded analytics, we call it as embedded modeling. So where on top of these tables, we can directly build some data models. We can build some data models directly on these tables. We call in form of CD. Okay. So planning models or analytic models can be consumed live. We can consume live with SAP Analytics. So guys, that means if you start doing the data warehousing with HANA, so there are a lot of advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so the biggest advantage is you really don't need a separate system to do all the data warehousing. Okay, I repeat, biggest we really don't need a separate system to build a warehouse. Okay, in general, what we do, guys, from business applications, here you see, from business applications, we import the data into a warehouse system. If you do a warehousing without SSS for HANA, so we don't need ETL tool to load the data. We don't need data loading, data management to be done. Okay, we don't need a separate system or infrastructure to have a warehouse. Okay, these are the two big advantages. At the same time, it has got limitations, guys. One big limitation is it is a business box. Okay, and large scale companies, they don't want to take a risk with the business system. Okay, they don't want to put heavy load on the business system because data modeling is very heavy job. Okay, some report runs on top of a data model which is very complex dashboard. It will consume a lot of CPU space, which will in turn impact your business application. Okay, so a lot of organizations, especially the large scale companies which use S4 HANA, they don't want to take a risk on the business application by putting a warehouse on the same application. That's the first limitation. And second limitation, um, second uh, so S4 HANA handles only ERP. That means like your finance data, your supply chain data. That's it. Finance and sales and falls part of supply chain. So right, finance. What about HR? Okay. What about vendor data? What about customer data? So they all will be stored in different other applications, right? So and it's not ideal to load data from those applications to S4, which is a business box. So these are like two big limitations we have with S4HANA embedded modeling. As when S4HANA embedded modeling was introduced, everyone thought the other warehouses are gone. But when it comes to reality, not many companies are inclined towards S4HANA embedded model. Okay, the reason is two big limitations. They don't want to have big data models built within S4HANA, which will consume a lot of CPU space and impact their transaction box. And second, other systems data should not be loaded into S4. Okay, so that's why a lot of companies, they don't, large scale companies, they are putting a warehouse, even though they have S4HANA system for transaction, they have the warehouse in a separate into HANA or BW4 HANA. Okay. So in my current organization is what we do. We have our major warehouse built on native HANA. Okay, where from S4 and from other systems, from ECC, S4 and some other applications, pull the data HANA, build all the data there and connect with for report. There are some applications like SuccessFactors which are directly connected to SAC. I'll speak about that in import connection. On S4HANA also, we are building some kind of data models which where we need some real-time reporting, right? Some kind of cash flow or reports which the real-time data. So they are built directly on S4. Because from S4 to native, you're going there with the data, so there'll be some lag in the data, right? In that case, there are few dashboards which don't impact are built on S4 itself. Even my organization plan is to remove the dashboards and build on native HANA again, so that no reporting runs on S4. So this is what we call it as S4 HANA embedded modeling. Now you understood, right? To BW4 HANA, native HANA DataSphere are pure warehouses. They are pure warehouses. Okay. So they are blank systems where you collect data from multiple business applications, put the data into one system, build data models there. Multi-layer data modeling you do. But when it comes to S4, the business box integrated with a modeling solution. Yeah. Any questions here? Okay. So guys, this is all about a live connection. What kind of data models we use? Any questions on the live connection so far? With what systems we make a live connection? What objects we consume? What exactly live connection? Okay. In case of live connection, SAC is purely used for reporting only. You see, SAC is used only for reporting. We don't do any data modeling or data management. Guys, there are huge advantages of having a live connection. First big advantage is SAP Analytics Cloud might be a new product. Okay, but your companies, when you take the SAP is there from long time, guys, right? SAP is there from long time, and companies already built big warehouses. They already built big warehouses because most of the companies use SAP are large scale organization, right? SAP is called white elephant, guys. Once implemented, you cannot come out of it, right? It's a white elephant. So a lot of large scale companies still use SAP systems and SAP warehouses. The SAP Analytics Cloud might be a new product, but SAP, a lot of companies already built a big warehouse and a lot of data models are already present there. So if you have a live connection, you no need to do anything with the warehouse. Just connect, make a connection from that system to SAC, consume those data models and do it for reporting. It's a very simple plug and play process. So one big advantage is what are the data models that are available in your warehousings will be directly used. That's first advantage of having a live connection with SAC. You no need to do anything. You load the data into SAC and do a lot of work in SAC. Just plug, connect this, get the metadata, create story, and query the data directly from the source. Second, okay, so there is no data loading into SAP Analytics Cloud, guys, and there is no data management within SAP Analytics Cloud. I repeat, no data loading or no data management in SAC. So we don't need a big ETL team to do all the data monitoring. We don't load the data. We don't need a data monitor. Okay. So there is no data management. So we don't need a big infrastructure to maintain this. So the cost of this system or this product is very, very minimum. I repeat, the cost of this product is very minimum because we don't need a big infrastructure to handle this system because we're not loading or staging the data. So we don't need a big monitoring team. We don't need a big infrastructure. So it's a highly cost effective. Live connection makes your system highly cost effective. And third advantage is no data redundancy. The biggest problem the organization faces right now is a data redundancy, means same data stored at multiple locations. So as you have live connections, so we are not loading the data into SAC, so there is no data redundancy in SAC. So these three big advantages, a live connection, so make SAP Analytics Cloud a top choice reporting solution for all SAP customers. Because of the direct live connectivity, you can consume the data model straight away, plug and play, just within one day you can start the reporting. Purchase SAC today, make a connection today and start reporting on SAC today. It's a very simple plug and play connection with all SAP warehouses. Second, so no data loading, no data staging, no infrastructure needed to handle SAP system. And three, there is no data redundant and you don't need a big team. Okay, highly cost effective, plug and play, and no data redundancy. These all three factors make SAP Analytics Cloud the first choice reporting product on all SAP warehouses. Right, these are the big advantages of having a live connection. Okay, guys, in analytics and reporting, you see a lot of live connections. You see a lot of live connections in business intelligence. In BI and reporting, you see a lot of live connection usage. But in planning, there is an import connection usage. I'll speak during the planning sessions. Okay. So as I'm focusing on live today, any questions on live so far? I know it's a heavy theoretical system session. I know a lot of information dumped. Make sure you prepare your own notes out of this session. Okay. Anyone, any questions on the live part?
I have one doubt, Satya. So you said your system is SAP HANA for your backend system. For SAC, your system is SAC HANA, right? So S4 HANA or ECC, from all other systems, you keep data in HANA system and then you are reporting, right?
Yeah, it's a warehouse. You pull the data into
So
one single warehouse, build the data
okay.
models there and consume into SAC.
You said native HANA, right? It was?
It's an it can be native, it can be BW, both, but the style is different.
Mhm.
BW is different. I don't
You are
we can
not audible.
focus on it. Not focusing on those. So both are same. Native HANA, BW4 HANA, data, they all do the same work, but in a different manner.
Satya, your voice is breaking.
Yes, it's still breaking.
Yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah. So they all are same systems, guys, same capability. BW4 HANA, native HANA, DataSphere, they all are same. They do the similar work, but in a different style, different manner, different objects. That's it. Okay. So you want to read, if you want to read about data warehousing, the basics of data warehousing, you'll understand. All right. So this is about live connection. So maybe I stop here, guys, for today. In the next session, I'll speak about import connection and also speak about the connection administration, these costs, how we connect on-premise applications, how we connect cloud, what prerequisites we need. I'll speak more on administration front, which is not required for you, but I'll give it. If you're going at a consultant level, so my next session is not important at all. But if you go at an architect level, you should know those. So you try to just grab how much you understand. That's it. All right. So guys, one more announcement is like this week I'll be on and off. I'm giving a prayer heads up. So be Thursday, Friday, I'm not sure. I'll announce it on tomorrow's session. Like maybe if I'm off, I'll be off for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we have a session. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. About the schedule, I'll announce it tomorrow. Okay. So you have anything backlog work, try to cover it up. And again, from the next week, we'll be working on Saturdays also, guys. I told this lot many times. Saturday is our optional working day, and I take the call on Saturday. Please don't influence. Okay.
No problem, sir.
I'm not
No problem.
requesting anyone. Please. We always say it on the first day itself. Saturday is our option. Sunday we never take a session. So we will take a call on Saturdays from now on. Yeah. So yeah, thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you so much. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you all.
Thank you.